extra space-time dimensions are a commonplace of science fiction. So this is what I was mentioning earlier, if you missed the beginning of the live, is that string theory is the main candidate for a grand unification theory. But the issue is that it has so many dimensions, and we only experience 4, including time and the 3 spatial dimensions. So it's not really something we can test out easily. And so physics, generally considered an experimental science, is going to have a lot of hard time to fully accept a theory that is not testable experimentally. So just keep that in mind as you go through this go through this lesson. So this is A Brief History of Time by Stephen Hawking. This is the 10-year anniversary version from 1998. Hello, the bears. Hello, Ayank. Hello, everybody. Okay, so now extra space-time dimensions are a commonplace of science fiction. Indeed, they provide an ideal way of overcoming the normal restriction of general relativity that one cannot travel faster than light or back in time. The idea is to take a shortcut through the extra dimensions. So instead of traveling faster than the speed of light or going back in, I hit my foot, or going back in time, you can take a shortcut through extra dimensions because you have all these extra dimensions in string theory. One can picture this in the following way. Imagine that the space we live in has only 2 dimensions and is curved like the surface of an anchor, ring, or torus. I'll show you this torus. Actually looks like that. See, a torus. If you were on one side of the inside edge of the ring and you wanted to get to a point on the other side, you would have to go around the inner edge of the ring. However, if you were able to travel in the 3rd dimension, you could cut straight across. So once again, see how here's the torus, and you could stay on the torus and go around so once again, if you were on the one side of the inside edge of the ring and you wanted to get to a point on the other side, you would have to go around the inner edge of the ring. However, if you were able to travel in the 3rd dimension, you could cut straight across. So it's almost like you could either use just the dimensions of this torus, or you could cut straight across if you could access that dimension. So just keep in mind that sometimes what we experience might not be the entire total truth. Even though I was stressing as in I was emphasizing that physics is an experimental science and we live in the 4 dimensions, we experience the 4 dimensions, and so anything more than that is not testable. But we can still imagine certain things like, okay, well, what if we actually experience lesser dimensions than there actually kind of are in nature? And sort of like this torus example is kind of helping you to picture this, where you could think that you are on that torus as far as your dimensions, but what if you could access another extra dimension with respect to the torus, and then you can cut straight across? Why don't we notice all these extra dimensions if they are really there? So one question, of course, that we have kind of looked at before as well, is that if there are such extra dimensions like what string theory kind of needs in order to exist, why don't we experience them? Why can't we cut across? Okay? Why do we only see 3 space dimensions and 1 time dimension? The suggestion is that the other dimensions are curved up. I actually really like this suggestion. It's very fuzzy. It's a very cute suggestion. So listen.